The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
Well, it's worth £25,000 the winner, and there's plenty of top dog points to be won. It's the final of the Scottish Derby, supported by the British Greyhound Racing Board, and it's coming up on this week's edition of The Dogs.
Also on tonight's programme, we're at HOEBE for the highlights of Olympic night. We visit the kennels of new Sheffield trainer Paul LIDDLE. Plus, the best of the action from Golden Sprint Night at Romford.
It's one of Greyhound Racing's greatest races, so there's always a fantastic atmosphere at Shorefield on Scottish Derby night. They come to see the main event, of course, but first there was Greenwell Flash, who served up an impressive performance over 500 metres.
They're off and racing out towards the first bend, and best away is 3 BALLYMAC with 1 Urban Classic. After these comes 4 Greenwell Flash, and on the outside 5 Judy's Champ. A little bit of bother, there's a raw gallop as BALLYMAC hit the front. 4 Greenwell Flash goes off in chase in second. After these can 5 Judy's Champ, and then comes 1 Urban Classic. Into the third bend they go, and 4 Greenwell Flash overtakes BALLYMAC, and it's Greenwell Flash going on here from BALLYMAC back in second. Then can 5 Judy Champ as they race up towards the winning line. It's Greenwell Flash winning easily by 3 lengths here from trap 3. BALLYMAC back in second place.
Emma Johns of the BGRB, sponsors on the night, was on hand to greet Pat Flaherty's dog afterwards. The Shorefield betting ring frenetic as usual, and betting on the puppy race mainly centred around this dog, the Ted Soppit trained Kawasaki Frisbee, who'd reached the Midland Puppy Derby final.
Off they go, racing towards the first bend. Kawasaki Frisbee out fast. Here comes 4. Cora Blue on the inside goes 1. Torneroy Top. And there's a bit of bumping going on there. And 1 Torneroy Top is challenging for the lead with 2 Kawasaki Frisbee. They go head to head after these 2 lengths back to 4. Cora Blue as they come down towards the second last bend. 2 Kawasaki Frisbee now on top by about a length from 1 Torneroy Top in second place. Then comes Cora Blue as they come round the final bend. It's Kawasaki Frisbee going on now. A bit of bumping between the others, and they come round the final bend. Up the home straight, Kawasaki Frisbee by a good 3 lengths from 4 in second place, Cora Blue.
Another eye-catching performance from the improving Kawasaki Frisbee, and all smiles at the presentation for Connections. Not long to go now before the £25,000 of a winner's Scottish Derby final, and just time to grab a position in the stand to see how the first leg of Greyhound Racing's Triple Crown would turn out. Fear Me in trap 3 went to trap's favourite after an impressive semi-final triumph, but Greyhound of the Year and English Derby winner Westmead Hawk was to prove his biggest rival. The Hawk was well backed on the night, while there was also plenty of confidence in BALLYMAC Nylock, 3rd last year and one of 2 finalists from the Carney Philpott camp. BALLYMAC Magnet in trap 6, their other representative.
They're off and racing out towards the first bend. 1 a star from 3, Fear Me. After these comes 1 BALLYMAC Nylock off in chase, then comes racing in third. On the outside 5 Malbane Nikita's ahead down the far side. It's Fear Me by 3.5 lengths here. Malbane Nikita moves up into second on the outside of BALLYMAC Nylock. Then comes Westmead Hawk back in 4th, but a lot to do. They come round the final bend, and it's still Fear Me the leader. Westmead Hawk got a lovely run on the second last bend. He's off in chase. Fear Me from Westmead Hawk. Fear Me and Westmead Hawk. Fear Me by a neck from Westmead Hawk. What a race in the end. Charlie Lister's Fear Me has held on from a power-packed run from Westmead Hawk. 2 of the big names in Greyhound Racing fight it out tooth and nail up towards the winning line, and they served up a classic here at Shorefield for the Scottish Derby. But what a start from Fear Me. What does Charlie do? He gets them out of the boxes. What did Fear Me do? He got out of the traps.
And how quickly he did so. Fast away from trap 3, Fear Me applied the pressure on his chief rivals from the off. Cracking early pace, he ran the bend superbly and was relentless in front. But credit to the runner-up Westmead Hawk, who produced an outstanding effort in defeat for the Morton family. A 4th Scottish Derby trophy for trainer Lister, and a first taste of classic glory for Simon Wooder. Ian Sutherland holds the winner, while John Haynes, the Trainers Association chairman, makes the presentation.
Yeah, he's run well, hasn't he?
Oh, he's run brilliantly. And you've got him come out as well, which is what you needed.
Yeah, he's some dog. Yeah, some dog. He's pulled it tonight anyway, so they bit him off a bit early on, but he's come back and showed him what he can do, like.
So roll on Wimbledon now. I mean, on that showing, he'll take some beating.
Roll on Wimbledon. We'll take him on anyway, so that's all it is.
I mean, everything went right for him. He pinged out, and Westmead was getting him in the end, the Hawk, but no one quite got there.
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He does ping out, but he doesn't seem to get caught very often. I mean, once he comes out, he's got good, tremendous early. He's a good starter, and he's a very good dog.
PHOEBE, winner of the 2006 Scottish Derby, perhaps now the one to beat come Wimbledon and the English version. Team Lister don't have too bad a record there either. William Hill make PHOEBE and Westmead Hawk their 6-1 joint favourites for their derby, which concludes at Wimbledon on Saturday, June the 3rd, £100,000 to the winner. Zigzag Duchy for Charlie Lister's next in at 10s, Ballymac Nylock 12-1, Westmead Joe for Nick Saver at 14s, Ballymac Pires and Bubbly Tojo 16-1, and Ballymac Charlie's amongst those on the 20-1 bar price.
Roundup of last week's action begins at Hove with the Courage Greyhound Olympic final over 515 metres. Joint favourites Nick Savers, Westmead Aoife in 6 and Brian Clemenson's Son of Phoebe in 2. They're off and racing it towards the first bend, and Son of Phoebe gets a good start in 2. Also showing pace up Westmead Swift, but on the inside perhaps a bigger threat Hondo Dingle as they go round the turn, and there's been a bit of crowding there for the other joint favourite. Westmead Aoife slightly crowded round the second turn as they head down the far side. Son of Phoebe leads at this moment. From racing in second place comes Hondo Dingle. They're away from trying to improve up into third around the outside Westmead Aoife, and they can fall Carlin Honchos. They come round the final bend, and Son of Phoebe has made most here, still out in front and holding Hondo Dingle comfortably. Son of Phoebe makes all for Brian Clemenson. Oh, what a good run there from Son of Phoebe, winning in 29.75 on a much quicker track than the heats were running last week. Moving on to a later race, this is the Newcastle Brown Ale Trophy over 515 metres. Short price favourite Champagne Moment in trap 5 at 4-9. Up go the lids and away they go, and good pace coming from 5 Champagne Moment. Going with it in the early stages here is 3 Jack David. After these there's a break back to some of the others. There's Bother at the back there too, where Sam was badly balked and Rained Off was crowded, but as they head down the far side, look at the pace here of Champagne Moment, opening up on all cylinders and suddenly kicking clear from racing up into second place. Looks to be Archer's Sparkler coming around the outside there of Jack David as they come around the final bend. It's going to be Champagne Moment, another special performance from Champagne Moment. A fabulous time, 29.54, but Champagne Moment was withdrawn from the heats of the Easter Cup on Saturday. We asked his trainer Brian Clemenson why.
He was slightly off colour sort of Friday night, Saturday morning, and with a quality dog like him we didn't want to take any risks where we didn't really need to, so nothing too serious with him. He'll be back on the road very shortly.
And what are the next plans for him?
Retrial back, and then he'll be aimed purely for the derby.
And what about Son of Phoebe?
He's had a look round Perry Bar. He's in the semi-final on Thursday. Very, very hopeful with him, really. He's starting to hit top form, and he's very well respected here. Very, very quick dog, so as long as he gets good draws, he'd be a big runner, hopefully, if he qualifies in the final.
And looking ahead to the derby, you've got quite a good kennel of dogs now.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, one of our number ones is Coventry Bees, who's trolled back from his injury. One more today. Gone exceptionally quick. Certainly looks like one of the fastest dogs I've ever trained over 4 bends.
Well, one of the quickest Brian's had over 6 bends, of course, is Greenacre Lynn, and she was on the supporting card on Thursday night, running from trap 2 at 4-9 over 695 metres. The second favourite in the race was Farley Hill Fifi in trap 3. Off they go, racing it towards the first bend. Good start from Farley Hill Fifi. Greenacre Lynn could be squashed for racing room and had to check back a little bit as going on the improve and taking over now on the outside is Baron Maxey. Baron Maxey leads from Greenacre Lynn, challenging for second place along with Pevensey Prince. These two tussling for second at the moment. Then a gap back to 4. That's smooth contact as they head down the far side and making a move around the outside 5. Pevensey Prince takes over. Greenacre Lynn just beginning to wind it up, going after Pevensey Prince. Then after these comes 6. That's Baron Maxi as they come round the final two bends. Pevensey Prince out in front and leading the way. Greenacre Lynn still with a length and a half to make up, but saving ground on the inside. Greenacre Lynn is coming all the time. Pevensey Prince, Greenacre Lynn just on the line. Greenacre Lynn. A good warm-up for the Regency, which starts this Tuesday and is one of the next events in the Top Dog Series. Now, Greenacre Lynn is one of the leaders, but she'll have to be at her very best to withhold the likely challenge of Roxholm Girl in this valuable Stayers event. None of the other leaders are in action in the Pall Mall, so a good chance for one of these two great bitches to head the table. A touching postscript on the night was Ryan Crucigal's victory over 475 metres. The 2004 Derby final favourite has been plagued by injuries since his big night. Perhaps he's finally on the comeback trail. Fancy a dip? After the break, we catch up with Sheffield trainer Paul Liddle.
To come down towards the second last bend, it's 6 Paramount Silver leading here by 2.5 lengths over Roxholm 6, trying to lay it down. After these come 4. That's Ryan Cruz Stevie racing up towards 1 line. Paramount Silver by a length from Roxholm 6 in second place, and back in third was Ryan Cruz Stevie.
So off on the bridesmaid, Paramount Silver finally came up trumps for his trainer Paul Liddle in the William Hill Gold Cup final at Sunderland earlier this year. It was the biggest win so far scored by the Humberside-based handler. But where did it all start for the man who helped put the Paramount prefix on the map?
I've had greyhounds for many years, probably for about 20 years, when I used to have 1 or 2 behind the house, and then developed a bit further and got to 5 or 6, and then sort of fallen out with the sport a little bit and had a year or 2 out and then got another one and sort of progressed on, and we had about 10 or 15 dogs before we bought this property. Done a lot of development work here and, you know, refurbished all the kennels, and now we're up to about 50 racing dogs and 20 pups.
And you recently just got a contract at Sheffield?
Yeah, we've been on Sheffield for about 6 months, which has been a good move, and it's given the kennel a bit of stability. So we've got 4 staff, and you know, it's a lot more stable being on a track like Sheffield than one of the smaller tracks.
Tough schedule there.
Very tough, yeah, very tough. With the bags, you've got, you know, you're nearly out every day of the week. If you're not trialling, you're racing. It's very hard and very hard to get open racing mixed in with it, you know. But we do manage to do it.
And a full trophy cabinet is proof that he does it well. And the good news is that after a setback, kennel flag bearer Paramount Silver will be back on track soon.
Unfortunately, he's had a freak accident in the field and he's got a few stitches in his leg. We've had to withdraw him out of the Pall Mall because we'd got him ready for the Pall Mall, gave him a gallop and took his eye off him, and off he went and cut his leg open. So he's been a good dog for us, and he's got us sort of on the map and started. We've got his brother Paramount Bully too, we've probably done equally as well with, but not won any big major competition. He's been in 4 Category 1 finals in the last sort of 18 months. Never managed to win, but he's always been close. I think we'll see better things with him this year. Paramount Silver will sort of look for something for him now. I don't really know what we're going to do yet, but he's got about 12 months running left, so we'll get him sorted.
As well as the 2 Paramounts, Paul has high hopes for this bitch, Droopy's Matilda, who came over from Ian Riley's kennel.
She's done the times in Ireland. We got her back to the kennels. Within a week she broke down in season, so we've been out of action for sort of 2 or 3 months. So we're just now, I think she's about 16 weeks now. We've started trialling her on, and probably take her to Bellevue Easter Sunday to Bellevue, give her a run round there if there's a bitches race, and hopefully then get her ready for the Derby.
Well, she broke into season at the right time for you, really.
Just, yeah, perfect. It was bad really because we just bought her, you know, you spend a lot of money in buying and then she breaks into season and you think, oh dear, but looking at it now with the Derby coming on, yes, everything's been right. Provided we can get her fit in time for the Derby, we should be okay.
Another bitch for LIDDLE on the open race scene is Flashing Diamond, who first shot to prominence in the St Ledger at Wimbledon when giving highly rated Drumming Boy Jet a scare in the heats here last year.
I like the bitch. We've been training it for, I think we've had it about 12 months in the kennels, and we've won quite a lot of opens with her, and she's put some good times in at Brough Park, Sunderland. She's a good bitch, and I think this year will be her year. She's got, she's 3.5, and she's probably got, and she's been lightly raced, so I would think we've got another 12 months in her.
With their whole career ahead of them, a this litter by world class out of Paul's own brood bitch, Paramount Queen. Paul is currently doing his bit to boost British breeding with a number of litters on the ground.
Probably like everyone else, he'd like to breed something on site that would make a good open racer, and we try to do that. It's difficult, and I'm sure everybody tries to do it. We've got about 20 pups on at the minute, and they're all sort of coming 9-10 month old, some a little bit older. If we could get 1 or 2 out of that number that was to make open race class, I would be happy. Would be very happy. I think it's a better satisfaction if you can breed your own dogs or bitches that turn out to be class. It's a better satisfaction than buying them, but it is difficult, and there's thousands of people try it.
A good training regime and a good diet go paw in greyhound racing, and the dogs are never found wanting nutritionally. And as for exercise, well, all modern training techniques are in operation at Paul's Kennels, which are very much on the up. The dogs are well fed and well prepared, and the facilities are top notch. There is, however, one missing link to the setup, which Paul plans to address sooner rather than later.
The thing we're desperate to do is put a gallop in. We have a peak gallop, but we need to put a sand gallop in, an all-weather sand gallop. That's probably going to happen in the next 6 to 8 weeks. When we get the gallop, we've got the swimming pool, and there's no excuses. If we can't train dogs with the facilities we've got, then they can blame us. At the minute we can blame other things, but we've got every facility that we need here. When we put the gallop in, and there's nothing else that we should need.
A look back at Friday's Golden Sprint final from Romford, £6,000 to the winner. The favourite here was Trap 6, Born a Sailor for Jim Reynolds, sent off at 11 to 8. The main danger looked to be Where's Your Man in Trap 1 at 11 to 4. Off they go and racing up towards the first bend. Good start from 2 on the inside, Blonde Magic, but there's pace coming from the outside here. Lots of bumping. Where's Your Man was involved, and going on now is Driving Up Henry. The outsider leads. The favourite after a slow start, Born a Sailor's making some inroads now, entering the second last bend. More traffic problems for Where's Your Man along with Trap 2, Blonde Magic, but as they come around the final bend, it could be an upset. Driving Up Henry, holding on by a length from Born a Sailor. Tight for third, perhaps just bucking Wally. Well, congratulations to Esther Driver and Paul Salis with Driving Up Henry, winning the £6,000 prize in 24.99. Moving on to the Coral Romford Stayers final over 575 metres, and the favourite here was Westmead Olivia for Nick Sava, sent off at 6 to 4 from Trap 6. Up go the lids and away they go, and Trap 5, Mercury Diamond, out and gone early on here from 3, Honcho Away, showing good pace and tenacity around the bend to get close, is playing the fool in 4. The favourite lying in about 4th place and a bit wide at that second turn as they come around the 3rd and 4th bends then, and 5, Mercury Diamond now challenged for the lead. Watch out, here comes the favourite, Westmead Olivia's picking it up. Westmead Olivia, but going with it at the moment is 5, Mercury Diamond. They leave behind in 3rd, Honcho Away, trying to improve as they come around the second last bend. Westmead Olivia, the favourites hit the front, and she goes on now. She's gone 2 lengths clear up the home straight. Westmead Olivia for Nick Sava wins by 2 lengths. Back in second, Mercury Diamond, Honcho Away in third. Well, Nick Sava and Westmead Olivia landing the Stayers final in 36.85, beating Mercury Diamond by 2 1/4 lengths. And so on to the Coral Romford Marathon final over 750 metres. The favourite here, Paul Young's She's the Deal in Trap 3, sent off at 11 to 8. Next in the ring was Born a Circle in 1. Away they go. 2 circuits here. Borna Circle just getting nudged a little bit out of the traps, but it's trap 6 around the outside going on. Droopy's Gordy leads, but only marginally here, with one Borna Circle now rushing up to take over. Borna Circle goes on here from Droopy's Gordy. After this comes Top Bombing lining in 3rd. They're drawing away at the moment from 3. She's the Deal lying in 4th place. After these, we've got a gap back to Zata Pips, and right at the back is Joe's Hill. Circuit to go though, and putting the pace to the race is Borna Circle. Borna Circle leading here by a good 4 lengths at the moment from 2nd place Droopy's Gordy, making a move on the outside Joe's Hill, but still plenty on his plate. So come down towards the second last bend. Borna Circle getting a little bit tired. Here comes Joe's Hill for Patsy Cusack, and Joe's Hill's taking up the lead as they come around the final bend. It's Joe's Hill from way off the pace. It's going to hold on from the fast finishing Zata Pips, and then came Borna Circle. Patsy Cusack and Joe's Hill landing the marathon final in 49.40. Now onto the JP Doyle Bookmakers Gorton Cup final at Bellevue over 470 metres. £3,000 the winner. Rhine Crew Stevie for Harry Williams in trap 1. The marginal favourite at 6-4, just ahead of BALLYMAC Rooster in trap 5. Up go the lids and away they go. What a start from BALLYMAC Rooster, tearing up the home straight first time round. After this comes 3, Robbie De Niro, then comes Rhine Crew Stevie, the favourite, trying to make up some lost ground after a tardy start. The others in a bit of bother there, Kit Carsilo in particular. There's a head down the far side. At the moment it's BALLYMAC Rooster leading here by 3 lengths. Robbie De Niro's trying to whittle away at the lead, then comes Rhine Crew Stevie. They come round the final bend. BALLYMAC Rooster has to be strong, challenged all the time by Robbie De Niro, but BALLYMAC Rooster last home by a length and a half from Robbie De Niro and Rhine Crew Stevie. Well, BALLYMAC Rooster winning for the all-conquering Carly Philpott Kennel in a time of 27.69. One of the next major races on the horizon is the Peterborough Puppy Derby. Fear No One started his big race run of success there last year, while 2 years ago Fire Height Dan raced to glory. And the Puppy Annual forms the centrepiece of this week's charity bet with Ian St Pierre of VC Bet.
Peterborough Puppy Derby starting on Wednesday night, and the tip for this has got to be Rock's Home Freddy. He's won 5 from 7 starts in this country after being stepped up from sprints to 4 bends. It absolutely flew and done 25.30 in a trial stakes last week. It'll have to be this to the win, although the connections I'm sure will not be too happy with my record in the last 2 tips, but it's got to be Rock's Home Freddy.
Coming up on the open race scene this week are the Keith Johnson Easter Cup semi-finals at Berry Bar on Thursday, plus the heats of the Greyhound Studbook Trophy at Monmore. There's no racing on Good Friday, but it's the A.E. Bullard Rose Bowl final at Crayford on Saturday night. A busy Easter Sunday around the country, while 2 big finals spice up Nottingham's Monday card. For all the latest results, check out our website, thedogs.co.uk. Next Tuesday, live on Sky Sports, we travel to Oxford for the final of the William Hill Pall Mall over 450 metres. Make sure you join us then.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.